Hi, ladies. I hope you've had a wonderful Sunday worshiping God through your church services. I know we heard a great message from our pastor today about the dangers of trying to do things our own way. Today, our Bible verse is Proverbs chapter 3 and verse number 27. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thine hand to do it. You know, when you have the opportunity to be a blessing to someone, do you take that opportunity? I know that sometimes it's an inconvenience. Sometimes people ask you to do something and it interrupts your day or cuts into your time or what you're doing. Maybe your spouse asks you to make a special dinner, and you know that it's going to take extra work in the kitchen, and especially as we're getting into summer, it's hot, and you wanted to plan something easier. Maybe your kids ask you for some help with something, and that's going to, take away from your plans and what you had planned for the day. Is it easier to say no? A lot of times, yes, it is easier, but do you take the time, even when it's an inconvenience, to be a blessing to someone? I know the other day, my mom had had kind of a rough morning, and so I was going to go to the store for her, but in order to do that, I needed a ride. Currently, the only car we have available at our house is my dad's, and I don't drive a stick shift. So I asked my dad if he could take me to the store. That wasn't in his plan for the day. It was something extra, and I actually had to make 2 stops, but he was willing to take time out of his day to help me. Even though it might have been an inconvenience for him, even though it was something extra that he hadn't planned on, are we willing to do that for others? Do we say no just because it's an inconvenience? Verse 28 says, Say not unto thy neighbor, Go and come again, and tomorrow I will give when thou hast it by thee. Do you say no out of spite? Something that you have readily available to give, to be a blessing, to help, and yet, well, they didn't help me last time, or why should I do this? This is not in my plan for the day. I can help them later when it fits into my schedule. Do we say no out of spite? Do we say no out of convenience? Or are we willing to interrupt our schedule to be a blessing to someone else? Today, in the comments, I would like for you to post if you've read chapter 3, since today is May 3rd. Read Proverbs chapter 3 and just comment done. And then also, maybe just as somebody who's been an encouragement to you, somebody who helped you, maybe you asked them for a favor and you knew ahead of time it was going to be an inconvenience for them. I know I don't like asking people for a lot of things because I don't want to interrupt their day or their schedule, and yet I find that sometimes they're willing to help. And so maybe somebody helped you and that they were a blessing to you, and just comment that, and maybe just praise the Lord for good friends and good family who are willing to be there for us. And then our prayer request today is that we would be sensitive to the needs around us, that we would not put ourselves first, that we would not be selfish, but that we would look for ways to be a blessing to others and for people to help us, and for as we're helping other people. So thank you, ladies, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow for Proverbs chapter 4.